Hello. Today we're going to be doing a seated chair yoga session, and we're going to stay seated the whole time. I do have a couple tools that I'm going to use or offer variations with. Again, you can always use them or not. The first one is going to be that nice ball that we've used in some of the other videos. If you have lower back pain, you can always use this as an added support behind your lower back in that chair, because we are going to be sitting a little bit away from that chair to have room for our arms to move. But again, not necessary. And then also a block. A block can sometimes be helpful if we're doing a forward stretch with our legs to lift that leg up a little bit. A stack of books works just as well though. So it's just a matter of what you have access to and what your needs are for your body to feel what you need. So we're going to start seated in our chair. Now I am in a folding chair today, but you can use a kitchen chair. Just make sure your chair does not have wheels on it, that it has a solid back and a solid base and 4 sturdy legs. We're going to sit back in our chair, back against that back of that chair, feet flat on the ground. Again, an option to use those blocks underneath my feet if I need to lift my legs up so that my feet feel like they're flat on a surface. We're going to lean back, close our eyes, and start to focus on our breath. We're going to start to follow that rhythm of our breath, how our body moves as we inhale and exhale, how our body feels that breath. How our body feels when we inhale and our lungs expand, and exhale and our lungs empty. Just take a moment to start to visualize what that looks like for you. I like to imagine it as a wave. My inhale is the wave coming into shore, and my exhale is the wave leaving me, pushing back out to sea. But use whatever works for you for visualization. And as we focus on that breath, we're going to start to take that breath down deeper. Start to feel more of your lungs with that inhale and push more air out with each exhale. I like to breathe in through my nose and out through my lips. But you do what works for you. We're just focusing on trying to fill up those lungs and then letting all that air back out. And as we continue those deep breaths, I want you to start to let your mind focus on your body. How is your body feeling today? Are there any areas that are tight or feel uncomfortable? Any areas you might need to be more sensitive to as we move? I want you to pay attention to that and listen to your body and let your body be your guide on how far you go in these stretches, on whether something is right for you or not. If it doesn't feel good in your body, or if it feels any pain, then those are things that you're going to want to not do or not go as deep. And then as we continue with that deep inhale and exhale, we're going to start to add movement using our breath as our guide. Start to pull your chin towards your chest as you exhale, and lift your chin up towards the sky as you inhale. Starting to loosen up our upper back and our neck. And as we come back to center, we're going to start to tilt our head side to side. So think of your right ear coming down to your right shoulder, not lifting up your right shoulder. Then coming back to center and over to the other side. You might feel a lengthening on the side of your neck as you do this. And if you feel that that lengthening needs a little bit more effort, you can always push that shoulder down away from it to lengthen that even further. We're just starting to create movement in our body, using that breath as our guide. And as we come back to center, we're going to start to rotate our head towards that right shoulder, as if you were looking out over that shoulder, back to center and over that left. Trying to keep that shoulders down so that we don't feel them coming up towards our ears. And then back to center, where we are going to move into a circle. We're going to start by taking our head towards that right ear to right shoulder, rolling it around the front to the left shoulder, and then rolling it back to the right. We're only going in the front plane of our body, doing that nice half circle around. And then lifting our head back to the center. We're going to take a big inhale. We're going to pull our shoulders up towards our ears. And on our exhale, I want you to let them go. Just let it all loose. Inhale to lift and exhale to let them drop. One more big inhale up and exhale, let them go. Taking our arms out to the side, we're going to use our breath again. Inhale, reach up. Reach those arms up. Exhale, bring them back down to your side. We're not lifting up through the shoulders. We're just extending those arms up, and they may not reach all the way up into the middle. They may stop right here. You're going to do what your shoulders will allow. You can also bring your arms slightly in front of the sides of your body, more out like a V, if that's more accessible for your shoulders and upper back. And then as we bring those hands back down to our chair, we're going to take that right hand and we're going to anchor it to the side of our chair. You can hold the bottom of that chair, hold maybe your back leg, or even just hold the side of your leg. Our left arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling, and we're going to side bend into that side, holding on here, anchoring through that right side, not letting that left hip reach up. And then those left fingertips, reach them across to the corner of the room. Pulling that arm back down, anchoring through that left side as we reach the right arm up, and then reaching over, side bending towards that left side, and then reaching those right fingertips across to lengthen that side of that body. And then bring it back out. We're going to bend our elbows, bringing our arms in front of us. Our shoulders are down, and we're going to start to rotate. So our hips are going to sit heavy, and we're going to use our spine to rotate our chest and shoulders side to side. Now your head is connected to the top of your spine in your cervical column. So you want to make sure your head is following those hands as you move. And then coming back to center, releasing those hands. We're going to sit a little bit further forward in our chair so that our feet are flat on the ground and our hips are closer towards that center so we can get that long spine there. We're going to take our hands to our knees, and we're going to start to move through a seated cat and cow. So much like when we do it on our hands and knees, we're going to be articulating our spine into flexion and extension. So we're going to start with a big inhale. We're going to push that chest forward, look up towards the ceiling. As we exhale, we're going to tuck that chin into the chest and start to pull our spine back towards the back of our mat, our chair. Inhale, we lift that chest up, push that chest forward, lift up the chin, and exhale, we're going to pull that spine back, tucking that head in. Keep moving with your breath. And last one. And And then rolling yourself up, sitting up as tall as you can. We're gonna move down into our lower back now. We're gonna have those hands still on those knees, and we're gonna start to create a rotation around that lower back. So we're gonna start by pulling our chest towards our right knee, leaning it forward, and then bringing it back up to seated. Continuing to rotate around here. Only thing that's moving is that back to pull our body around. We're not moving through the lower body at all. Pausing when we get back up to the top, we're going to rotate in the other direction. I'm keeping my spine long, thinking of making it as straight of a line as I can. And last time around, we're going to bring it all the way back up. We're going to take our action down towards our legs and our lower body now. Starting right up there in that, right at the back of our spine, lower back, and into that pelvis area, into those hips. We're going to start by leaning our chest forward towards our legs. Now, you can start here with your legs in, and you can reach your chest forward and even hold onto your legs or hold onto the back of your chest. Or you could use that block and you could pull your chest forward. Now with this, I'm able to anchor into my legs and pull my spine just a little bit longer, making it nice and long, giving myself a nice stretch all the way down my back into my hips. And then rolling myself all the way back up. We're going to move into some hip circles. So we're going to lift and make small circles with that right hip. You can always use your chair as an anchor and hold onto the sides for added support and circle the other direction. And then moving over to the other hip. And moving that hip in that other direction. And placing that foot back down. We're going to move now down to our feet, and we're going to start by lifting up our heels and lowering them back down. Now I want you to take a second, look down at your feet as you're doing this. Are your knees or ankles rolling in and out, or are you able to come straight up and straight down? A great thing to do in this time is to set yourself up near a mirror where you can watch those ankles and see if they're coming straight up and straight down, or if your knees or ankles are going out to the side. That's offering us information on whether we are having weakness in our outer ankles or our knees. Another thing you can do is you can place that ball between your calves and use that ball as your guide to really feel that outer ankle doing that work of lifting up and bringing it back down. 2 more here. And then as we bring those feet back down, we're going to lift and lower just our toes, rolling back towards those heels. Last one, we're going to lower those toes back down. We're going to lift up our right knee. It doesn't have to be lifted up very far, but you're going to pull your chest forward to pull that knee in. Now this is however much your leg will go in. You don't have to even get it up very far. It's more a matter of doing the work in that hip flexor to start to initiate those muscles that help control us being able to sit up and stand, reach down to put on our shoes, lift our leg when we walk upstairs. And we're going to start by just extending and bending that foot. You can also use that a strap, any sort of belt or anything to hold up that leg if you don't have the accessibility to be able to reach under that leg. Hold it out and then lower that leg all the way down to the ground. So my leg is straight out in front of me, and I'm going to use this other bent knee as my base, and I'm going to lean my chest forward and sit myself back up. Another great opportunity right here would be if you feel like that's just way too far to reach down, lift your foot up slightly. You could even put your foot on another chair out in front of you to have a higher access point to it. Just whatever is right for you to be able to access those areas. And then we're going to hold it down there. And can you reach that right hand down towards those right toes? Again, we are not focusing on you have to reach those toes. We're reaching wherever we can, just not pushing down on that knee. And then as we reach yourself all the way back up, we're going to move over to the other side, starting by lifting that left leg and then starting to bend and extend through that knee. Holding that leg long and lowering it down to your ground, anchoring through that right knee and starting to bend your chest forward and lifting it back up. Now you should not feel like you're falling forward. You only want to go where you can control that lean. So again, lift that bottom leg up a little bit by adding some support underneath it to continue to feel safe and secure. You will always want to think of your safety as you're going through these exercises. If you ever feel unstable, utilize more support. That might be a wall, another chair, or something like a block to add a little lift. We're going to hold it down and try to reach that left hand down towards that left foot. And then we're going to roll it all the way up. Bring that foot back in and sit up tall. We're going to step our feet out wider around that chair, and we're going to use our hands on the inside of our knees, just above those knees, on our thighs. We're going to sit up tall, and we're going to lean forward just a little bit and exterior press with those hands. So we're pushing those knees apart, pressing against them. Now, a little thing you can add here is if you want to press with your hands and also pulling with your knees, it makes it a more active stretch. And as we bring that chest forward with that flat back, you're going to notice a bigger stretch. And then bring yourself all the way back up. We're going to take our right leg and scoot ourselves over to the right side of our mat, our chair. We're going to lower that leg so that it's close, our knee is closer to the ground. And if you notice, I'm on my back toes, almost like if I was doing a lunge. And this is to stretch through that top of that leg. So as I push this leg towards the ground, it is lengthening through that front of my quad, allowing that nice stretch in that nice big muscle there. These are the muscles we use a lot when we're standing up out of a chair. So they're very important muscles. We want to make sure to take care of them. As we come back up, we're going to scoot ourselves over to the other side of our chair and define the stretch on the other side. Now, if this causes any discomfort for your knees, you can always just set that foot down so it's less pressure on those toes up through the knees and creates less of an angle. And then as we come back to center, we're going to go into our stretch for the lower back into that hip. And I'm going to offer you two different options here. The first option for our figure 4 stretch is going to be to cross your leg across, your ankle going to the thigh of the other leg. And then from here, we're going to lean our chest forward, not collapsing into it, but leaning with that long spine, leaning that chest forward to feel that stretch in the back of the hip. Now, if your knees or your hips do not allow you to reach it that way, you can take your foot, cross it over the other ankle, and press that leg out. Again, pushing at that thigh rather than at that knee, and then lean your chest forward to still have access to that stretch. Everybody can have access. We just have to find how it works for your body. As we sit all the way back up, we're going to take that foot down and we're going to go to the other side. Now, I want you to try first to do it the way that you did on the other side and then make adjustments as you need to. You know your body, you know whether you've had a hip replacement or need one, you've had some knee surgery or need it, you know what, or even some lower back issues sometimes can cause where you need to use a different position. Find that one that works best for your side and go with it. And then as we sit all the way back up, we're going to place that foot back down. We're going to find a little flow here. That's going to be movement with our breath. And it's all things that we've already done. So we're going to take a big inhale here. And exhale, we're going to take both hands over to the right. Inhale back up. And exhale to the left. Inhale. And exhale back down. Inhale up. Over to the right. Inhale up. Over to the left. Inhale up. And lower those hands down. Repeating the same sequence 2 more times. Reach over to the right. And up. Over to the left. And up. And bring your hands down 1 more time. Inhale up. Move them to the right. And up. The left. And up. And lower your hands back down. We're going to take that left hand up and over and give yourself that nice big stretch, anchoring to the side of that chair again. If you feel like you need an extra stretch, you can always take a block down to the ground to give yourself something to reach for lower, but you just want to make sure you're feeling that stretch to the side of the body and not crunching into that side that's bending. Bring it up and over to the other side. And then bring it back down. We're going to take our hands behind us on the chair. We're going to press our chest forward, lifting our chin towards the sky, getting a little arc of that spine. And then as we come back up, we're going to scoot our hips back a little bit so we can lean forward, wrap our hands around those legs, give ourselves a little forward fold. Pulling our chest back up, we're going to take our hand to the back side of our right side of our chair and our left hand to our right knee. And we're going to turn our chest to face that right side, coming into rotation. Think of long spine rotating around, a towel wringing out. Coming back to the center and moving over to the other side. Left hand to the back of the chair, right hand to the side of the knee. And then we're coming back to the front. We're going to scoot ourselves all the way back into our chair. Take a couple deep breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth if that works for you, or just deep breaths in. Settle your arms down, roll your shoulders back a couple times. And then find a restful place here. Start to let your body relax into that chair. Soften your eyes, close them if you can, and take your attention back to that breath. Watching that flow of the air in your body and out of your body. Feel your chest rise with each inhale and fall with each exhale. Feel that air coming in, flowing out to all your muscles and joints. And as you exhale, all that junk you don't need leaving your body, making you feel lighter. And start to roll your head around through the front side, one shoulder to the other, just rocking it side to side. Lifting that chin up, start to roll your shoulders back. Settling those shoulders, start to make fists with your hands and open those fingers out wide. Then taking your arms down by your side, take a big inhale, reach up, and exhale back down. Inhale, reach up, and exhale back down. One more big inhale up, and bring your hands down to your heart. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you found some stretch, some ease, and some movement that your body can do. Join me again next week for more chair yoga. Have a great rest of your day.